Are you thinking about moving to the San Francisco Bay Area? Well, in today's video, we're going over the things that you need to know when choosing where to live in the San Francisco Bay. So stay tuned. What's up, my friends? This is Rachel Capel with eXp, San Francisco East Bay Realtor. If you want to know what it's like living in the San Francisco Bay, subscribe down below, smash the like button, and let us know if you're getting value. Reach out to us with questions. We are answering questions from Mexico on down to Canada and the Netherlands, if you could believe it, and helping those people come on over here to the San Francisco Bay, and we'd love to help you too. So just reach out to us and let us know if you have questions, because we got answers for you. All right, let's get into this video. The things you need to know when choosing where to live in the Bay Area. Let's get after it. Numero uno is, where are you going to live? Are you going to be commuting? Are you going to be driving? Are you going to be working remotely? What are you doing? Because if you are going to be driving, you might want to have a Tesla for all the traffic that you're going to be in, because Lord knows with these gas expenses being at almost $7 for premium, you're going to need an electric mobile, or you're going to need a budget for gas. So you got to take that into consideration when you come on over here, because traffic is horrendous. It is what it is. Gas is expensive as well as everything else. So if you're working remotely, you could definitely handle traffic, but are you working 3 days a week? Are you working 1 day a week? That stuff's going to matter. So you have to take that into consideration. Or are you going to be retiring here? But I'm not sure if people really retire in California. I'm not sure if it's a retiring state, but that's what you need to consider. First one. Number two, I don't know why I didn't put this as a number one, but number two is, what's your salary going to be? Because super important, you cannot come from Colorado making, I don't know, 50 to 70,000 a year and expect that to be appropriate for living in this East Bay, San Francisco Bay Area. It ain't gonna cut it. Actually, it could cut it if you have a partner that makes 100, 200,000. So you're gonna wanna know what your salary base is, because it is expensive over here. If you are a single person, you need to be making a good amount of money, depending on where you live. If you wanna live somewhere that's safe and nice, you know, you're going to want to make sure that you have that salary that is appropriate for you. And just note that things, they can add up. So that is my number two. Watch your salary. Make sure it's appropriate for the standard of living that you want to live. All right, number three, are you traveling for work? Do you travel a lot? Like, what is the deal here? Do you need to live close to an airport? Because if you do, the closest airports or the major airports that are going to be in the area are going to be SFO, San Francisco International, Oakland, and San Jose has an airport as well that's gaining more and more popularity as people go to the Silicon Valley and the San Jose area. So if you're going to be traveling a lot for work, you need to make sure that these are going to be like, airports that are conducive to where you're going. Now, I know having a partner that travels a lot, you get better deals and get better connections at certain airports. So you might want to look into that, see what's right for you. If you're a person that's going to be traveling a lot for work, you might want to consider being a little bit closer to San Francisco, but you know how much I love Walnut Creek. It's got a BART station, very easily accessible to Oakland and SFO. So lots of the areas in the East Bay have connecting areas like BART and stuff like that get you to the airport pretty quickly. San Jose is a little trickier, but it just all depends on what your job is and if you're going to be having to access airports frequently. Number four is kids, no kids, never want kids, want a ton of kids. I have to think about this because schooling is going to be important. So if you have kids, you need to consider schools. So just know not all schools are created equal. Some, unfortunately, towns do not have great school ratings. I will not get into those towns because I am not allowed to have an opinion as a realtor on anything. Just kidding. Especially not on schools. So greatschools.org, go check it out. If that is something that is important to you and your family and your kids, then you need to probably check out and see what people are saying about the various schools in the various cities. Not all are created equal. The towns that I often talk about have great schools usually, so we don't really have to worry about that. But again, there are going to be certain zip codes and areas that, you need to look into that for yourself and make a decision if the schools are good enough for you. if that's important to you. If it's not, no worries. If you're single and wanting to mingle and have fun, just be by a BART station. Catch an Uber. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. I have plenty of clients that have really nice lives that do that. So that is number 4. Do you have kids, and are schools important to you? Number 5, do you want to be a city person, or do you want to be a suburbs kind of person? Me, I'm tired of the city. I'm not gonna lie. I love Walnut Creek because it's like a city, but it's like the suburbs too. So oftentimes people will call it the bridge and tunnel, peeps, whatever. Anything outside of San Francisco, once you go through that Caldecott tunnel, get over the bridge, you're heading into the burbs. So there's lots of fun things to do in the burbs. They're not that bad, but you have to decipher if you're going to be a city person or out here in the burbs. Plenty of people are out in the burbs because of safety reasons and various different reasons, but you can easily hop into the city. But then I have friends that they're diehard city people, and they will never leave San Francisco, no matter what happens, no matter who does whatever on their front stoop. They're never going to leave San Francisco. So decipher what you are and figure out the location that's right for you. So you can have best of both worlds, honestly, in this area. It's really not that. It's actually really awesome. But, you have to decipher that for you. And if you are going to be wanting to be closer to San Francisco and the city life, like Oakland, Berkeley, Emeryville, or if you're going to want to be out in the burbs where we have single family residences with space and pools and kid stuff. So that's all you, not me. Number 6 thing to consider is, what is your budget? Can you buy? Can you rent? Both are expensive. So just decipher what's right for you. I'm working with someone right now and they're like, I don't know what to do because interest rates are so high, but then rents are so high. I'm paying $4,000 a month. I don't know. That's almost $50,000 in rent that you're not going to get anything out of. Like, that's crazy to me, but you got to decipher. Sometimes that's the right thing to do because you're not going to be here that long. And if you bought a house today at 7% interest rates in this beautiful, lovely month of October 2022, if you move, you're going to be screwed, because I think your property is probably going to go down for a little bit before it goes up. But if you're going to live in it for 5 years, who cares? Because you're putting the $4,000, $5,000 towards an asset. If you stay in it, that will actually give you money back. But if you don't, and you just waste money for a year or two, you're never going to get that money back. But if you're only going to be here for a couple of years, then maybe that's the right thing to do. You have to decipher. But number 1 rule right now, number 6 point that I'm making, is that you need to decipher your budget, what you can afford, what city's right for you. Like I said, in Walnut Creek, I love Walnut Creek because it's kind of the hub city that anchors the East Bay. There's lots of apartments, lots of townhouses that are, can be pretty reasonable depending. Pleasant Hill's another great option. As you move into like cities closer to San Francisco, it just gets a little bit more dicey. You have to be careful, but yeah, you have to plan for how much you're going to spend in rent. So I think a good rule of thumb is $2,500 to $3,000 in a pretty decently safe area. But again, mortgage could be like $4,000 to $5,000. So or it could even be as low as $3,000. It just depends on how much money you're putting down. So decipher that, figure it out, let us help you. And if you have questions, again, details are down below. We're happy to help. All right, number 7, are you a nature girl or a city girl? Like I said, suburb city before. Are you going to be doing a lot of outdoor activity stuff? Because yes, San Francisco has a good amount of stuff, but in the East Bay, we have a lot of hills and trails and lots of hiking and biking and mountain, there's stuff in the San Francisco area, but as you creep out of the city, it tends to be a little bit more options for you. So again, what's important to you, and decipher where that has you falling. Like maybe you're going to be, wanting to be by the ocean, or the peninsula might be a better area, it just depends on what you want. So figure that out, see if you're going to be outdoorsy or city, and make those adjustments accordingly. Again, in this area where we are just through the Caldecott Tunnel, it's going to be warmer here. That marine layer fog is going to kind of stop right there at the tunnel, and it's going to be a huge difference in weather. But beautiful hikes and trails in Oakland as well. San Francisco, you've got beach and you've got, some biking, but more city life, and the beaches are going to be foggy most of the time. They're not going to be super hot unless you're in the summer and you have a really hot day. So all things to take note of and figure out what is right for you before you come on over here. All right, so there you have it, the things that you need to consider when choosing an area to live in the San Francisco Bay. If you have questions, we got answers. Reach out to us. We love helping families and people relocate to the Bay. And I just love doing these videos because I love sharing about the San Francisco area and helping people, because I know it can be overwhelming, but we are happy to help. And in the meantime, have a great week, and thanks for hanging in to the end of the video. Bye guys.